Imagine you are living in a quiet, idyllic village in the English countryside, 200 years ago. Picture a world where your daily life revolves around a small circle of refined neighbors, structured dinner parties, and polite conversation. In this world, your social standing is paramount. Your future is dictated almost entirely by your wealth, family connections, and especially for women, your marriage. You feel you know exactly how this society functions. You see everyone's motives, their potential, and who belongs together. You see yourself as clever, well-intentioned, and quite skilled at steering these connections. But what if your confidence in your perception is actually blindness? What if the matches you make and the relationships you steer are built on assumptions, not truth? This is the charming and challenging world we are about to enter.
Hey readers! Busy life making it hard to finish books? I've got you covered. Before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Let's dive into books in minutes.
Today, we are summarizing Emma, perhaps the most polished and intellectually sophisticated novel by the beloved English author, Jane Austen. First published in 1815, it was written when Austen was at the peak of her literary powers. Austen famously said of her main character, "I am going to take a heroine whom no one, but myself will much like." This gives us our first major clue about the story. The central figure, Emma Woodhouse, is not a typical, universally adored hero. She is complicated. Emma was written as a sharp, satirical comedy of manners. It focuses intently on the social dynamics, marriage markets, and gender expectations of the early 19th century gentry. Austen set the entire story in the single village of Highbury, allowing her to examine this self-contained society like it was under a microscope. This book is for anyone who enjoys intricate character studies, subtle social commentary, and witty dialogue. It's perfect for readers who appreciate a clever puzzle, as Austen masterfully embeds subtle clues that her heroine, and often, the first-time reader, completely misinterprets. It is fundamentally a novel about the pitfalls of overconfidence, and the difficult journey toward self-awareness. Part 1, A Successful Match. The novel opens by introducing us to Emma Woodhouse. At nearly 21, she is description personified, handsome, clever, and rich, and she enjoys an unusually fortunate life. She is the mistress of Hartfield, her father's estate, because her elder sister is married and her mother passed away long ago. This independence has left her, Austen notes, with a little too much her own way, and a disposition to think a little too well of herself. We meet Emma just as a major shift occurs. Her beloved governess and closest companion, Miss Taylor, has just gotten married. Emma is credited with facilitating this successful match, which leaves her feeling proud, yet terribly lonely. She quickly decides she must find a new project to occupy her mind. This is where her dangerous meddling truly begins. Part 2, The Project of Harriet Smith. Emma's loneliness leads her to befriending Harriet Smith. Harriet is a young woman of no distinction, the natural daughter of somebody, meaning her parentage is unknown. She is beautiful, certainly, but also simple-minded, pliable, and easily led. Emma decides to adopt Harriet. She views it as a charitable act to improve Harriet's mind, refine her manners, and introduce her to better society. Society she doesn't naturally belong to. This is immediately opposed by Mr. George Knightley, the local squire, an older, intelligent friend, and ironically, related to Emma by his brother's marriage to her sister. Knightley is the only person who ever critiques Emma, or tells her the hard truths. He argues that Harriet is a simple, good-tempered girl whom Emma is filling with dangerous delusions of grandeur. He believes Emma will spoil her for her true station. Part 3, The Elton Miscalculation. The first major conflict arises quickly. A very eligible, though socially climbing, local clergyman named Mr. Elton, is showing great interest. Emma is convinced he is in love with Harriet. She actively encourages Harriet's feelings, teaching her to look down on simpler men, particularly Mr. Robert Martin, a respectable, educated, and well-off young farmer who clearly adores Harriet. When Robert Martin proposes to Harriet, Harriet is actually inclined to accept. She respects him and they share the same social sphere. However, she seeks Emma's advice. Emma, subtly but forcefully, pressures Harriet into rejecting the offer. To Emma, a farmer is far too low for her new gentlewoman friend. She believes Harriet must marry someone like Elton. This sets up a disastrous misunderstanding. Emma reads every attention Elton shows her as being for Harriet. But Elton's focus is entirely on Emma, the wealthy, high-ranking mistress of Hartfield. He thinks he is courting her. Everything explodes on the way home from a Christmas party. Elton, finding himself alone with Emma in a carriage, proposes to her. Emma is horrified and offended. She cannot believe he would think of her, especially when she has practically served him Harriet. Elton is equally insulted. He admits he only looked at Harriet because of her connection to Emma, and he considers himself far above a simple girl of unknown birth. The carriage ride ends in awkward silence, leaving Emma shocked, humiliated for Harriet, and forced to realize Knightley's earlier warning was entirely correct. Part 4. New arrivals in Highbury. This failure doesn't stop Emma from meddling, though she promises to be more cautious. But new distractions arrive in Highbury, which complicate the social scene. First, there is Jane Fairfax. Jane is refined, elegant, highly accomplished, and painfully poor. She is the opposite of Emma. Where Emma has everything but struggles to control her flaws, Jane has every virtue but struggles for basic stability. This contrast makes Emma subconsciously jealous and cold toward Jane. Jane is in Highbury to visit her aunt, Miss Bates, a tedious though sweet-natured gossip, while Jane privately prepares to accept a dreaded future position as a governess, the only option for a woman of her class and accomplishments without a fortune. The second arrival is Frank Churchill. He is the son of Emma's friend, Mr. Weston, from the beginning of the book. But he was raised by wealthy, domineering relatives in a far-off part of England. He is long anticipated, handsome, charming, and a master of polite social games. Highbury is immediately smitten, and Emma is, too. Frank pays serious attention to Emma, and the village speculates that they are the perfect match. Emma, flattered and enjoying the flirtation, assumes she might be falling in love with him. Part 5. The Hidden Realities. During this phase, Emma becomes increasingly focused on trying to decipher Jane Fairfax, whom she sees as cold and secretive. Meanwhile, she enjoys a lively, public flirtation with Frank. They become confident playmates, and Emma is pleased to notice Jane Fairfax, for all her perfection, seems unhappy, which she assumes is because of Mr. Knightley's occasional attention to her. She also forms a strong dislike for a new arrival, the new Mrs. Elton. Elton, after being rejected by Emma, went off and quickly married an incredibly vain, pretentious, and materialistic woman. Mrs. Elton immediately tries to assert herself as the social leader of Highbury and insists on patronizing Jane Fairfax, which only makes Emma more protective of her friend and more irritated by Mrs. Elton. This entire situation is actually a complex, hidden plot. As the story unfolds, we, the readers, alongside Knightley, begin to see clues that Emma misses. Frank Churchill, despite flirtations with Emma, appears to have secrets. He makes a hasty trip back to Enscombe, where he lives, only to get his hair cut. He shows a surprising knowledge of Jane's past. And, significantly, Jane anonymously receives an expensive pianoforte. Highbury society continues with its routines, the Crown Ball, various dinner parties, all filled with Emma's clever commentary and her misreading of other people's intentions. Part 6. The Box Hill Incident. The tension peaks during a day trip to Box Hill. The trip is disorganized and awkward, and everyone seems slightly ill at ease. Frank Churchill is particularly erratic, excessively praising Emma, and forcing everyone into a game of making fun of each other. It is here that Emma commits her most significant and cruel mistake. The group is joking that they must each say something interesting. Miss Bates, the chatty but poverty-stricken spinster, innocently says she is sure she can say 3 dull things easily. Emma, aiming for a witty comeback, replies, but there will be the difficulty. You will be limited as to the number, only 3 at once. It's a direct, public, and incredibly humiliating insult. The entire company is shocked into silence. Miss Bates is deeply hurt, but remains gentle and dignified. Immediately, Mr. Knightley, the moral compass of the novel, privately and sternly confronts Emma. He reproaches her in the strongest terms. He points out that while her comment was witty, it was insufferably cruel. He emphasizes that Miss Bates is poor, elderly, and has fallen in status, while Emma is the opposite. Emma, as her social superior, should only ever show kindness and compassion, not use her position to crush someone less fortunate. Part 7. The Reveal and Final Clarity. Knightley's lecture completely devastates Emma. She spends the journey home in silent tears, filled with overwhelming shame and self-reproach. This moment is the true turning point. She sees herself clearly for the first time, and it's a vision she despises. Emma immediately goes to visit and apologize to Miss Bates. While she is there, she is shocked to learn that Jane Fairfax has fallen ill and is finally leaving Highbury to take a governess position. A fate she has always dreaded. This news is followed by a sudden announcement. Frank Churchill's wealthy aunt has died, allowing him to break free from her control. It is then revealed that Frank and Jane have been secretly engaged for months. This explains everything: the anonymous piano, the odd behavior, Frank's secretive trips, and his flirtation with Emma, which was a cover to hide his real feelings. Emma is shocked, but her feeling is relief, not disappointment. She realizes she was never truly in love with Frank. She only enjoyed his attention. Part 8. The True Connection. However, the final piece of the puzzle is still missing. Harriet Smith, who has also been privy to the secret engagement, approaches Emma. She confesses that she is now also over Frank Churchill. But Harriet has a new confession. She believes she has now attracted the interest of Mr. Knightley. She is convinced that he returns her feelings, especially after he asked her to dance at a recent ball. This revelation strikes Emma with the force of a blow. It is the moment she finally recognizes the truth she has ignored. She is not in love with Frank Churchill. She is, and always has been, in love with George Knightley herself. The entire pattern of her life clicks into place. Her deep respect for him, her constant arguing with him, her jealousy of Jane Fairfax, and her intense rejection of the idea of Knightley with anyone else. This creates the final, painful irony. By deluding Harriet into believing she could marry above her station, Emma has now positioned her simple friend to become her competitor for the one man she truly loves. Part 9. The Resolution. Emma is filled with genuine terror. She feels certain she has lost Knightley due to her own vanity and meddling. She expects him to announce his engagement to Harriet at any moment. But Knightley does return, and he is anxious about her. He has heard the news about Frank and Jane and believes Emma must be heartbroken. He tries to comfort her. When Emma tells him that she is not heartbroken, that she feels nothing for Frank and only wishes the best for them, his mood changes instantly. He confesses that he has only ever loved her. The misunderstanding with Harriet was just that. Simple kindness on his part, which Harriet had completely misread. Knightley and Emma, at long last, are united, having finally arrived at the same complete understanding of each other's worth and love. The story concludes happily and neatly, as all Austen novels must. Harriet Smith is reintroduced to her former, simple suitor, Mr. Robert Martin, and she quickly returns to her senses and accepts his second proposal. Jane Fairfax and Frank Churchill are free to marry. And Emma and George Knightley marry, too, with Emma promising that Knightley will move to Hartfield to live with them, ensuring her beloved father is never separated from his daughter. Emma finishes her journey as a wiser, humbler, and truly happy person, ready for a life built on mutual respect and shared honesty. Key takeaways. This story is about so much more than polite dances and gossip in a tiny village. Here are some of the book's key takeaways. First, we must question our own perceptions. The central irony of the entire book is that the highly confident Emma is the most consistently wrong person in the story. She constantly misreads situations and motives based on her own assumptions and prejudices. The novel is a powerful warning that confidence does not equal truth. Second, self-awareness is the highest virtue. Emma's entire journey is painful and slow, from her proud, self-centered worldview to a deep-seated humility. Austen is showing us that true growth only comes when we are willing to confront our own flaws, and even our cruelest actions, with total honesty. Third, compassion must transcend social rank. Mr. Knightley's rebuke to Emma on Box Hill is the core moral teaching. Our social status, wealth, or even our cleverness do not give us permission to treat others without kindness. In fact, they place a higher obligation on us to show grace and compassion to those with less. These ideas are incredibly relevant. We all have Emmas in our lives, or maybe we are the Emma. People who are well-intentioned, but blind to the impact of their assumptions. It's an essential reminder to slow down, look at reality, listen to our Knightleys, those rare individuals who will tell us the hard truths, and always practice self-correction. Anyone who feels trapped in a cycle of misunderstandings, gossip, or self-sabotage would benefit from the lessons in this book. So what do you think about this book? Did its ideas about self-awareness, misperception, and social duty resonate with you, or challenge the way you see things? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you took away from it. And if there's a book you'd like me to cover next, drop that below as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.